6:05 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an early one today, but we have a special surprise coming up. But before we do that, we're gonna slug down some water, half teaspoon of Baja mineral sea salt, organic lemon, get this day started. We're looking good, we're packing up. I always save this for either the night before or the morning of. Got my Ridge backpack right here, packing my laptop. We're gonna be doing a little bit of work. And we got the Ridge carry-on suitcase. I'm trying to get Ridge to send out their travel check-in matching one as well, so I can review that for my bigger channel. I reviewed these already for my bigger channel. Anyway, we're getting the essentials. Don't need too much. I always pretty much overpack, but I'm getting better at it. For me, mostly, it's not really about the clothes because we're gonna be heading up into the montañas, so snowboarding gear, skiing gear, but for me, it's the food. I love my organic food. I know you can buy it at the grocery store, but sometimes that takes a little bit of preparation time, putting my oatmeal in a jar, bananas, apples, you get it. I mean, I'd pretty much be buying the same thing, so might as well bring it up with me. Got a beautiful sunrise coming up. Absolutely stunning, nice little glow right on top of the snow there. It actually is gonna be really beautiful this entire week. Right now it's only 6:40 in the morning and it is 29.8 degrees. Breckenridge is gonna be absolutely stunning blue sky weather riding for the next several days. Thank you, Lord. Again, right now it's like 7:10 in the morning. Absolutely stunning. Sunrise is coming up. I don't know why people get up at like 5 in the morning. It's dark, you know? But look at this. Look how beautiful this is looking. About 7:10 in the morning. Again, I typically sleep in longer than this, but I do understand this right now is beautiful. But when I got up at 5:40 a.m. this morning, hard to see, but beautiful mountain range right here. Beautiful light coming in the window. When I got up at 5:40 in the morning, it was dark, and it was dark for quite a while until that sun peaked up. So for like morning walks, I mean, I don't really want to sit in the dark and doing my devotions. Around this time, if I ever started getting up a little bit more earlier, I go to bed pretty early. I go to bed at like 11:30. But if I backed my bedtime up to like 10:30 and started getting up around this time, I could see why. It's really, really beautiful and calm. All right, good morning from the van Rico Mico. Running a little bit tardy, but that's typically, I'm working on it. But with trips, man, it's tough. Get all the baggage, get Maria over to the folks' house, get her food, get my food, and you always like forget something or other. So I forgot my cell phone charger, at least the wall adapter, so I'm gonna have to get one from my brother. Driving to his house right now through the beautiful forest. Looking forward to getting on the slopes today, that is for sure. I want to get my money's worth in my pass. We're gonna get a nice 3-dayer in. We're gonna get a half day today, full day tomorrow, and a half day on Wednesday. Typically, I would already have some preseason, like 3 days in the books, but this year the opportunity didn't arise, but the opportunity arose right now, so we're gonna take it. Imperial lift, highest lift in North America. Views behind us. Views in front of us. You can hike higher if you want to. 12,840 feet. All right, over here off of chair 6, we got some tasty treats. Over to the right-hand side, Imperial shuts down at 2:45 if you are wondering, but we're gonna go on in over here. Day 1, get a couple hours before we're done, before we go hit that koozie. Looking good. This is the first session for Scott and I this season. Again, typically we come out here for pre-season. Ooh, nice little tasty treats. Look at this little bowl. Look at this little bowl. Little pow going on here. All right, I'm gonna have to put the camera down, have a little fun here. Get some jumpy jumps. So again, if you're riding up the chairlift here, this direction, we're gonna look over to our left. There's some tasty vittles, but you gotta get over there to your left. If you're coming down the mountain, to your right, and there's some nice little powder tracks over yonder there, a couple tree lines. I would skip coming down underneath chair 6. It's too moguly, and it's pretty steep. It's like double black diamond, in my personal opinion. I was kind of sliding and just kind of cruising down each direction, but way over there, there's some nice tasty vittles. A couple steep sections, but definitely nice to get out here even for a couple hours and enjoy some tasty vittles. Take a look at that. On a side note, I find it easier, in my personal opinion, to do snowboarding vlogs with a GoPro when you're actually snowboarding, unless you're on like super, you know, just chill track areas. You could play around with the gimbal. I'm using the Osmo Pocket 3 right now, and I just feel, especially if I'm trying to jump or do really big turns, I feel a little bit like if I were to drop it, would the gimbal ruin, or the GoPro can just be beat up in the snow. No harm, no foul. So probably for snow days, I probably would go with maybe the GoPro over the Pocket 3. The reason why, again, is because if you're taking steeper runs, jumps, it just feels a little bit more like it just could, like, you know, fall. Or if you fell, the gimbal could literally be smashed into the snow, where the GoPro can literally take a beating. So that's my personal couple cents on that one, if you're interested in that. Other than that, Pocket 3, absolutely beautiful camera for these shots, where I would prefer this over the cell phone. A little bit wider angle of the lens. You don't feel like the cell phone's gonna slip out of your hand, etc. Also, if you are a skier, because you're going forward, just use the chest mount with the GoPro, where snowboarding, even if you're on your helmet, yeah, you're kind of facing that direction. I just find it, just grab the little handheld pod for the GoPro, flip it around if you want to do a face shot, turn it back around if you want to get, you know, the front shot, tuck it in your jacket pocket. But this camera, I don't have the extended battery on it. It's just the actual unit, and I have the little protective case. So I'm not just shoving it back in my pocket. I got the little protective case for it. And then I just put that in my pants pocket. Bada bing, bada boom. And then what's cool about this camera is I literally just touch this button right here, and the gimbal swings around, as you just saw, for the forward shot. Now, the only problem about this particular camera with vlogging on it, if you're so used to your cell phone, does take a few extra seconds for this camera to fire up and be ready to start filming. Not that big of a deal once you get used to it. Alrighty, we are on borrowed time, 4:05 p.m. Lifts have closed. Let's get on down. When you take last chair of the day, you're the only people on the montaña.